don't leave you. Hi guys, welcome to This.is.life.Podcast, where you get to listen,
relate,
learn,
and laugh.
Now today we are going to talk about one of the most important shapes in human existence, and
one of those shapes we believe is friendships, and which is among one of the shapes that we've been able to grow with since we were born. We have grown with friendships, and they have been able to either help us, some of them have been able to break us, but we believe that this is life. And so as we dive into the topic of the day, we'd like to maybe start off with today's question on how we met. Alice, do you remember how the first time you met?
I do remember the first time I met you, or rather noticed you, because it was during one of our workshops, mentorship. And that time, I think you won the popular award or something, because everyone mentioned you as a friend. So that's the first time I actually got to notice you. I can't say the exact time we became friends, because I believe we have grown into it over time. Because after that, we never really talked much. Then we went to State House. At least that time we got to interact, especially when we were planning the skits.
I remember.
We took the lead in organizing everything
over a short period of time.
And we actually won. And after that, we just kept on talking because we exchanged contacts and we won phones, so we had to talk. And then I remember you telling me about weird dreams. I know you remember some weird dreams about other things. And then now we constantly talked. And I just ended up getting interested in your success, everything you're doing. At some point, I remember I came to your school after completing high school. I think that's how we just grew into this friendship. Yes.
I think for me, when the first time we ever interacted, the first time I ever saw you was when, of course, it was during one of those workshops, and all the while you were called to speak by a faculty team leader. And when you went and spoke, you spoke with so much courage and so much fluency. I just picked up that she must be a friend of mine. And from there I remember we went to, first of all, Strathmore, because you were also there. And after Strathmore, we didn't really interact much there. Then we went to Status again. And I think the story goes all the way. It's the same from there. Different successes, different achievements, different failures. We've been able to share some of them, and we've been able maybe to get through some of those experiences, and till we eventually agreed to start a podcast. Yes.
I think that's like the most important part of this friendship, the podcast. It actually brought out something in us. Like we got to identify that we can work together. We can raise something together. We can work something.
And I believe it's out of the different interests that we've had. And if maybe more or less talking of the stage presence. And just being confident and being unique in different institutions, in various grounds, in various platforms. That is what maybe I usually tend to think that has brought us together. And it's been a journey. I really enjoy it. So I think that was a good start.
it was a good start. I think you're one of the friends who I feel free to talk to about anything.
I appreciate.
Because I know there's no judgments here.
Yeah.
It's a safe space. Yeah, and I appreciate it actually. Yeah.
But as much as we have met, as much as we have grown together, for you as an individual, how has friendship evolved in your life? The evolution of friendship all the way, maybe you were born to maybe since you're conscious, started to maybe come alive.
Yeah.
How has your friendship journey been?
I think it has become more serious because when I was a kid, when we were children, it was more of, I want to play with him, I want to do this. You go to school, you're just looking for a friend to hang out with during breaks. But over time, friendship has become somewhere or a place where I get to be vulnerable freely. Over time, I have been able to lean on my friends. Over time, I have been able to share more intimate topics, more hidden things about me, more transparent things about me. So friendship has evolved for me in a way that now it's not all about play. It's about failures and lessons and platforms to grow. Yeah, and a lot of focus on the dreams that we have and intentionality, because before you just randomly meet someone and you just start playing because you knew I will go to school, I will meet this person. At home I don't have so many duties, so I'll definitely have to go and play. But at this particular point, I have to be intentional with meeting my friends. Like we have to plan on a day we are shooting this podcast and it's a time where we get to interact. I have to actually set a date with a friend for us to be able to hang out. So that intentionality, it's even more. So I think
Become more serious.
More serious, yes, or more intentional with my friends. Yes.
From my perspective, the evolution of friendship has been okay. I agree with you. I coincide when we say it has become more serious, but also from my side, the circle is becoming smaller. The circle becomes smaller in that the same way. When you're kids, you really want to maybe interact with different people. You of the same age, of course. At the same time, you want just to play. You just want to maybe have a good time. But as we grow, priorities change. Circumstances arise, different experiences. So, as much as the more we grow, the more the circle becomes smaller. And for my case, as much as also intentionality is also key in the growth of maybe, or even in choosing my friends. I always tend to believe that the friendship that I've had, some of them being over 10 years of friendship, over 10-year friendship, 5 years. Let me just talk of maintaining them has been an ideal factor. And it has been brought out of the fact that having to know person at a deeper level. You'll always realize that maybe the friends who you are not so keen on, let me not call them friends, let me call them strangers, who you are not maybe keen on, the moment either they decide to move away from maybe the vicinity of your home or your environment, you won't be able to realize. But when someone you've been able to know someone out of having deeper engagements with them, having to know maybe their backgrounds, having been able to just listen to them and cherish each and every moment, the moment maybe they step out of your life, you get to realize that they have gone, and you start now having that feeling of, that guy was my friend.
Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you lost a friend, like you lost a a prospective friend, somebody who would have been a friend, but you were not able to nurture that friendship.
Yeah, true. And you were talking on the evolution of friendship. So the 10 years and 5 years friendship, as I've said, it's out of deeper engagement with those friends of mine. You remember Collins was talking of in my episode when I was talking about myself.
Yes.
I've been able to grow with others ever since from primary school. We still keep in touch. Same as those that I've met in high school, we still keep in touch, some of them. But it's not everyone who you're able to keep in touch with.
True.
That's why I'm saying that as we grow, the circle becomes smaller. Out of the fact that intentionality is also key in trust, just being able to come out and just be vulnerable with those friends. It's what makes the friendship stick. Then without it, it just becomes a total failure. Yes. And as much as you're talking of those evolutions, on your side, how have you been able to maintain? Like for myself, I've talked of getting to know people at a deeper level, deeper engagements with them. So how about yours?
How do you maintain friendships? Wow, that's a tough one. But I think constant communication, communicating, because sometimes when you don't know how a person is doing, sometimes when you lose touch, physically, like even on phone, you're not able to really tell if you're still good friends with this particular person. I know there are those whom we can stay for a month without talking, and then all of a sudden they need, or all of a sudden you start talking and the vibe is still there. But again, I think communication. If I am ready to nurture a friendship with someone, we converse a lot. We communicate often,
and that's out of mutual aspect. Commitment and commitment and commitment and mutuality. Friendship brought out of just being mutual. And out of this, the aspect of the 21st century, you get to realize friendship also becomes very tricky issue, because imagine when the rise of Instagram, the rise of WhatsApp, you're able to maybe keep in touch with those friends, but who exactly are you able, maybe when you have a problem or something like that,
who are you able to lean on?
Yes, because you'll be able to converse with many. As you've said, communication is something that is key in your perspective in maintaining those friendships. But then those people who you're communicating with, that's why the aspect of that's where the intentionality comes in, because you might be able to speak with different friends, but when it comes to the time of need,
who will come through?
Yes, who do you count on? So I think it's always out of a personal choice for someone to be able to realize that maybe for this guy, yes, we communicate a lot, but when I get a certain issue, when I get a certain challenge, is he the one that I'm able to reach out to? Then the person who I really communicate with, but you know that the vibe between you two is just awesome. So that's the kind of friendship that we need to maybe nurture, because the more intentional a friendship is, the more even when you have problems, when problems arise, when challenges arise, different issues, achievements, wins, they are the people will always be at the back, be at your back. Maybe they pat your back, congratulate you. I think those are the friends who we are able to keep.
True. And now that we're talking about maintaining friendship, you see, the way we say that you feel like you're dating someone, but that the other person is not on the same boat with you. Have you ever felt like you view a person as a friend, but they don't view you, like it's not reciprocated?
I think it's out of this question. You have a best friend, not the best friend, your best friend.
Does your best friend have another best friend?
Yeah, exactly.
And is it okay? Yeah.
I think people have their we have different, we have our own freedom. So whoever you meet, and that's why I'm saying that as long as much as we grow, the circle becomes smaller.
Yeah.
Maybe in the same environment that the person who you think is your best friend gets another best friend, then as long as maybe the bond between you two is still it's still active, it's still strong, then why not?
That's what you think. Okay. But I have a different opinion. I feel like if someone I feel like if I'm your best friend, and a lady,
you are allowed to have another best friend.
Another lady who is a best friend, you can have a gent who is a best friend. Yeah. Like you can have a lady and a gent as best friend, but you can't have 3 ladies who are best friends.
Let me get this straight.
That's me.
You're your own individual.
Yes.
You have a best friend.
I have a best friend.
A lady. Or
yes.
a gent.
A lady. Then I have another best friend who's a gent. I can't have 2 best friends who are ladies and 2 gents. I'll be cheating on one. Okay, that's my view.
I think that makes sense.
Because how do you have, what's the name of best friend? Because I feel like this is a person who you're so close. You can't be 3. You can't be 5.
Yeah, sure.
You're definitely closer to 1. And you can't keep on calling everyone best friend, best friend, best friend. I don't trust such people.
True.
Yes.
True. The aspect of bestie.
I know.
But also at the same time, I think this definition somewhere that either not of a best friend but also of a friend, someone who you can be able to engage with, someone who knows you to some deeper level, and someone who you can be able to call on when you need help. So I think with that aspect, it's not everyone who carries around that bit of definition, but people have their different definition of who a friend is, who a best friend is. But the intentionality is what changes the story. It's what changes the subject. And you realize that some of these friendships, I've talked of maybe the 10 years friendship that I've had. Those 10 years friendship, they are able to carry me on when I was a kid.
Yes.
When I'm a teenager, when I'm a youth, when I'm an adult, even when I grow old. Those are the kind of friendships that I hope for.
Yes.
But now we come to a different topic of the not how you maintain, but how the boundaries of friendship, because it's not even your best friend. There's always a limit.
Sure.
There's always a limit to where the space you can be able to invade. Sorry. And there's that bit of space where you can be able to maybe get in touch with, where you yourself, you're able to be vulnerable with him or her.
Yeah.
So how are you able to maybe how are you able
to keep that boundary?
Yes, to keep and maintain those boundaries.
Well, first of all, I think everything just revolves around communicating. Because again, if your friend knows what you do and what you like and all those things, at some point you'll be going through something and then you say, I don't want to talk about it. And it will be, okay, when you're ready, please tell me.
Understanding.
Yes. So as long as you say it, like, I am not ready to do this right now. I am not in a position to do this right now. I don't like it when you do this. I don't like it when we are on our coffee dates and then you bring another friend.
Yeah, true.
Such. I don't like it when we are talking and you're on your phone.
So that bit of understanding and communication, that's what you value.
That's what I value. I think in all my friendships, I think communication, understanding, that's the basis of all that happens.
Oh, true. Yeah. From my side, there's always that bit of the boundary is always brought about by the approach. If maybe you approach me with maybe an angry mood or on hot temper,
Sometimes.
yes, and you're not maybe to come to a common ground,
Yeah.
then I realize that that's where you cannot be able to come through. When I'm in a time of crisis, and you don't take it with the same amount of weight that I feel, then that doesn't count it to come and to my bubble. So that's why if you're not able to correct me when I'm wrong, you can't come inside my bubble. So mine, I usually take it from some very trivial matters. Some very trivial matters make people get out from my bubble. There are those who are able to keep inside my circle, but those outside my circle, it can either be for fun and stuff. But for those who maybe I cherish and I'm able to, they listen. I listen. Commitment and communication as well. It's what maybe keeps them at bay. So as I was saying, the friends who we are able to get some deep engagements with, the one who we are able to understand each other as well, as I agree with the saying, and taking certain matters that weight, or rather you feel the weight and I'm carrying it with. If you're not able to understand what I'm going through and empathetic and maybe so those are maybe the first work I'm doing. And that's what, and I don't maybe let they categorize them people. We've grown with this mentality of good friends and bad friends, but those are the same individuals. I can also be a good friend and a bad friend, but that doesn't make me the same individual. That's being human, that's nature. So that we don't categorizing people is what maybe I don't really consider. Because any friend has something to offer.
True.
A friend is a stranger.
Yeah.
So any stranger that you meet with has something to offer. And maybe we can't always be able to see it there and then, but who knows in future what might happen.
That part of who knows what will happen. Most people think that now you don't know the future. This person might be a billionaire. This person might be a manager somewhere and be needing a job.
Yeah.
Now you end up keeping them so close, in which, as you have said, you don't have to. There's a way you just let them be aside, and then you remain with the ones who you want to be in your bubble, who are so close, who are coming through at that particular time. But you still have the networks of everyone, of those strangers you have met, right?
Yeah.
You still have their contact, you still have a way you can be able to reach them. Like, even if you say that they are bad friends, then you turn them as bad friends, you don't cut them off, or you don't call it quits on a bad note.
Exactly. And I think coming to that point of cutting people off, I think that's a bit of toxic. That's it brings some kind of negative vibe, but people are different. That's what maybe spices things in life. But I wouldn't maybe encourage someone to cut people off. I'd rather someone will know why are you maybe keeping them aside, because I won't term it as cutting off. I'd rather maybe I'd rather call it say some kind of separation or something. Because maybe someone has
offended you.
Maybe he has offended you or broken your trust. If he was a close friend.
Yeah.
But then you realize that out of what has happened, you now decide to maybe
do away with them.
Forget
all the good things, good memories.
You cut them off.
Yeah.
But then let's not bring out that kind of negativity, because I always tell people that if I've done you wrong, just say so. And if you've done me wrong, I'll tell you. And out of that, maybe the person will be able to realize that this is where I was wrong, and this is where I have evaded Mark's space.
Yeah.
This is where I'm able to cross that bit of boundary.
And this is how I can correct that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think with that bit of understanding, that's why we're talking of understanding between friends. That's how you're able to keep those networks. Because even as much as you're talking of being able to maybe keep those networks of friends who you're not maybe close with, you can't be able to approach them on a negative note.
True. Totally true.
If maybe you went your separate ways, having some bit of grudge, some bit of anger in your heart, in your soul, maybe you say you can't be able to talk to this person because he did this or this.
Or maybe you're the guilty one here.
Yes.
You're the one who did them wrong, so you can't be able to reach out.
You can't be able. You may have a problem, so you're not be able to reach out. You'll start sending someone to go and talk to them on your behalf. But wouldn't it be better if you're able to just express yourself and maybe be the bigger man in such situations?
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like there's no room to actually talk about what you did wrong, or that is me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't feel the need to actually tell you that, you know what, Mark? Sometimes it does not ring a bell to me that I have to do that. Sometimes I just feel the urge to be in that space of solitude. I don't want to interact with you anymore. And because I don't want us to split on a wrong foot, I will just go. Not talk to you. Okay, it's pretty off, but not on a bad note. Not in a way that you will hate me or I hate you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And since we're talking about also friendships, how have you been able to come up or maybe maintain friendships with the opposite gender? Because you were talking of best friends,
Yeah.
and talking of partner best friends.
Yeah. So
Now away with the lead. Now with the change.
how does this friendship remain to only be a friendship and nothing more? First of all, some, I'm not saying all, some of my friends, male friends, have actually approached, like,
Example me. Continue.
have actually approached me in a way that they would like to be more than friend. But again, I just really have this space in my head, so I try to make sense in such a way that, if we start dating, no, this is what I say, if we start dating, we might become enemies. Are you getting? If we break up, we'll not be talking anymore. And we don't want to lose you. So the only way to assure us that we will be friends and we'll be in good terms for a long time is we will just remain friends. Yeah. So I try to bring that aspect of
Let's just be friends.
long-term friendships, and this other part that you're trying to explore might be short-term and might not work and might actually ruin this bigger picture of friendship. So I actually, that's the same line I use every time. Gosh, is that good? That's the same, what I've just said, that's the same story I keep saying. And sometimes some are very consistent and stubborn, but I am also persistent and like, what is it? Yes.
You're very resilient.
Yeah, I'm very resilient. Yeah. I think some of my very good friends, some of my friends, very good ones, very close, my childhood friends, they have actually tried to bring that
There's this
aspect.
There's this meme I once saw. I think it was last year. Which was talking of you're now an adult. It's time to have it's time to have conversations with the opposite gender without having any feeling.
Yeah.
So I think a while back when I was in high school, that was not my idea. I had never had that idea in mind. Then
You can't be friends with a girl unless she's your girlfriend.
yes.
Uh-huh.
But now as maybe I started maybe interacting with different people, people of the same age, we get to interact with different youths. You can't have youths with just one gender. They are always mixed. So I will always tend to maybe keep that bit of friendship with them by making it clear that it's just friendship and nothing more.
But Mark, you're kind. Let me just bring it out here. So, no, I think we have talked about this over time. Now I want to know, normally the impression you give while maybe texting someone or calling someone or just the vibe. What if that other person is picking out
That kind of vibe.
yes, that you're not trying to portray?
That bit of energy. Oh,
So how do you handle that? Of course, now you're here saying, yes, I'm friends with Monica. Monica, I'm sorry, there's anyone called Monica. I'm friends with Monica and Monica knows you're just friends. But how you talk to Monica? Monica is thinking that...
I'm playful.
Yeah.
I think first of all, what I can say is that as I have grown, I have been able to. I won't call it a team. I'll have a deep state kind of friendship with the opposite gender. So those are the people.
Yeah.
I've talked about my bubble.
Yes.
So in my bubble, I have the deep state friendship.
Like-
Yes. With
Yes.
So in my bubble, I have this deep state kind of friendships with the opposite gender.
Yeah.
So whenever I have such an issue, such a problem, they're the ones who I approach to for either
No, I'm laughing because I can relate. So I'm sorry.
So they're the ones who I'm able to approach with and talk to them about whatever is occurring, and they're able to maybe give their due information on how I can be able to handle it. And also it's the same bit of friendship, because we are talking of having friendship with the opposite gender.
Yeah.
So since I have that deep state kind of friendship with those individuals, they're the people who maybe when I'm wrong, when they maybe correct me in a certain manner, I'm able to understand. Then outside my bubble, when you correct me when I've done wrong, and maybe you correct me in a way which is not of the same vibe with as in we've not been able to know on a deeper level, then you come and tell me maybe this is what you've done wrong or something like that. We don't come to a common ground. So that's why so when I have those occurrences, they're the people who I approach with my technical deep state of friendships.
But I guess that also brings in the aspect of self-control, because you can't be seeing every girl and having a crush on them and liking them. I can't be seeing every guy and I'm like, I want them to be blah, blah. I can't. That's not possible. And again, sometimes you do feel like you're attracted to this person, but again you hold back. So self-control also.
And so have you ever had any fond memory? Any fond memory with your friends?
Yeah.
Tell us just one fond memory.
From the many.
From the many.
I do remember this certain friend who went out of her way to get me a birthday card when we were in school. I was in high school then. But this friend came from home having bought a birthday card, and during my birthday she gave it to me. I mean, it was okay. It was expected that you'd get notes, but not from an actual birthday card. Again, people will just buy you things from the canteen and the like.
Yeah.
But the fact that she got me my first birthday card, I don't think I'll never forget that. But I can't forget that precious.
I say it's a precious memory.
Yeah, like she's precious and it's a precious memory.
Yeah. So one of the fondest memory that I've had was when a friend of mine was going through some bit of challenges. She was going through some issues, and on one night she called me.
Yeah.
And when she called me, she told me that maybe her best friend wasn't maybe available then, and she told me that I'm second, so she had to approach me and tell me whatever was going on, how she can be able to handle it, how she can be able to go through the moment that she was going through. And the fact that maybe she had the courage of saying that I'm second, so I can be able to approach you. Not many will say that with a lot of heaviness or a lot of weight. Maybe people, not that people who just maybe can take you for granted, but with whatever she said at that moment, I was able to maybe appreciate that bit of fact. And I think even once we sat on it and I was able to hear her view, whatever I was going through.
Yes.
And I was able to share whatever the same as well, and maybe advising her on how to go forward. I think
vulnerable with you.
Yes. So that bit of being vulnerable and at the same time being intentional communication, so the values that we've been able to share over this session. I think that's something that I really appreciate, and it's something that I'm grateful for. There are many fond memories.
Yeah, sure.
But I think that is fond memory number one. Yeah. So I think that's something. It's not something that maybe I can think of and laugh, but I think fond memory number two,
you will laugh.
Makes me laugh. Yeah. So I think we can end it there for today.
Yeah, we can. I have loved this episode.
And I was thinking that maybe in some 7 years or maybe 10 years to come, once again we are going to sit down and we'll have friendship session number 2.
Yes.
And see how we've been able to evolve.
Yeah.
How maybe even the podcast has been all through.
Sure.
We look forward to some greater, bigger things than what we have now.
Noticeable changes.
Yeah. It's a journey. It will be a journey.
Yeah.
We'll be grateful.
Yeah, and lots of value addition.
I think that's something that even the audience will maybe be looking forward to.
Sure, you should be also evaluating your friendship because the more I've talked about friendship with you, I think I've also gotten to understand you in a better way. So it's important to talk about what you value in friendship with your friends. Yeah.
True. And I also think that the audience has been able to listen,
relate,
learn,
and love.
And I have to laugh indeed.
Yeah.
We don't forget to also share, subscribe.
Please comment.
Yes. We would like to hear from you. We would like to have your feedback. We are eternally grateful to our audience.
Until next time.
Cheers.
Bye.